All right. So again, I'm Christina. I am the product manager for TaxBandits, and with us today we have Aubrey, the product manager for ACAwise.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Today we will be discussing the ACA form requirements and what business owners and tax preparers can do in the summer months to set your business up for a successful ACA season, including a brief overview of the Affordable Care Act, reporting requirements for Form 1095B, as well as reporting requirements for Form 1095C, new IRS filing thresholds and the impact they have on ACA reporting, inefficiencies of reporting on paper forms, overcoming the difficulties and frustrations of ACA reporting, and indicators that you need a full service provider. So I will go ahead and give everyone a little bit of a background on TaxBandits, just in case you're newer to our service. TaxBandits is an IRS authorized SOC 2 certified e-file provider. We offer a secure, accurate, and streamlined solution for e-filing forms with the IRS, SSA, and state. While we are not tax preparers or tax professionals, we are experts on the features and functionality of filing with our application. We have many sister companies that provide a wide range of tax filing solutions for your business and your clients. And as we mentioned, today we're joined by Aubrey, the product manager of ACAwise. Aubrey has years of experience and knowledge of the Affordable Care Act, reporting requirements, and regulations. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Aubrey for us to take a closer look at this process and how your business can complete it in a timely and successful manner.
Starting out, we're going to take a brief look at what the Affordable Care Act actually is. At this point, it's been around for over a decade. It was enacted in 2010 and increased the availability for health insurance to employees and anyone who had previously needed it who was not able to get it. So again, under the Affordable Care Act, patients who had been uninsured previously due to pre-existing conditions or limited finances, this act made insurance available in a way that it had not been before. Thousands of people who weren't able to be insured previously were now granted easier access under the Affordable Care Act. Okay. Since it came to fruition in 2010, there hasn't been that many changes, except for this one this year going into the 2024 filing season. The threshold for e-filing is now 10 forms collectively, which is a big difference from what it previously was, which was 250 forms. So this is going to drastically impact you. If you were previously an ALE with only 50 or 60 employees and you were paper filing, you now automatically will need to e-file if you are an ALE. Okay. Just taking a look at the difference between paper filing and e-filing, the problem with paper filing is there's no confirmation. So if you are a company that thinks you're ahead of the game and getting your forms mailed out to them, the IRS can still take weeks and weeks to get back to you. There's thousands of forms waiting to be processed in the IRS database currently. So even if you are ahead of the game and you get your forms in, there's still a chance that you won't hear back from the IRS if there's an issue until after the deadline has already passed. So we do recommend e-filing over paper filing, and the IRS now again has made that threshold 10 forms, which affects most filers. So the reporting requirements for the 1095C forms are if you have 50 or more full-time employees, which would make you an ALE, which again, if you are, you automatically need to e-file now instead of paper filing. A quick overview of an ALE filer versus a non-ALE filer. If you are an ALE, you do have 50 or more full-time employees, including full-time equivalent employees. And if you are not an ALE, that means you have 50 or less full-time employees or full-time equivalent. Now, there's some employers who are doing this for the first time and are unsure of if they qualify for this or not, we do offer a calculator on our website. If you are unsure and want to confirm that you're filing correctly, please go to our website and you can put in your information and we will calculate that for you. Okay, and then the reporting requirements for the 1095B form. This is to report any information to the IRS for any individuals that are covered by minimum essential coverage. So this basically covers everyone who isn't a full-time employee of an ALE. This is for government-sponsored programs, eligible employee-sponsored plans, and individual market plans. So if you provide your employee with minimum essential coverage to an individual, then you would need to file a 1095B form. An example of this would be anyone who had Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, any of these. If you fall under these umbrellas, you would have to file a 1095B form. The deadlines for this year are also a little different than previous years just because they do fall on a weekend, so you have 2 extra days in there. The recipient copy deadline is March 4th, and the e-filing deadline, which normally falls on the 31st, is going to be April 1st. The state filing deadlines are all the same for this year. California and Massachusetts are the only ones different than the March 31st deadline. Looking at why it's beneficial to get a full service provider when going to e-file your forms. For ACAwise, again, we are full service. We have a dedicated support team and account manager who will walk you through the whole process. Our whole system is based off of the IRS rules and schema, so all the data that you're uploading will be checked against the IRS rules to make sure that you have the least possibility of rejection and the highest likelihood of success of acceptance. We also offer code generation for those lines 14 and 16 on the 1095C form. Those tend to be tricky for a lot of our clients, and we're more than happy to assist and take that burden off your shoulders. We also print and mail from a secure facility so that you don't have to worry about any information, whether you're inputting it into our software or it's being mailed out from our site. We also have a new feature of online access, so you would just provide the email of your client and you could send their information to them that way instead of paper mailing. We also have a few advanced features for ACAwise. Specifically, our raw data collection is a big selling point for a lot of our clients. We're able to take any file or form that you have. We can take PDFs, CSV, Excel, really any format of data that you have. If you output that, you could just upload it into our system and we're more than likely willing to be able to take it and work with you from there. We also offer federal and state e-filing, as we previously mentioned, and I specifically want to highlight that we do offer Massachusetts. This is something that a lot of other providers do not offer. We have a specific template to help you, and we assist you through that whole process as well. Okay, we will have a time of questions and answers. It looks like our first question is about the custom formats. They just wanted us to reiterate what we do accept. Again, we're very willing to work with basically whatever you have. We have a secure file for you to upload it. Our team will take a look and make sure that we can work with you to alleviate the burden of you having to take your information and put it into another format and then upload it to us. We want to make it as easy as possible for you. The next question is, do we help with all the codes for lines 14 and 16 or just the common ones? We do assist with all of them. If there's an obscure code that's not normally used, we're more than capable of handling that. We assist with the codes for lines 14 and 16 for about 90% of our clients. So we are more than capable and willing to help you with whatever codes that you need. And then the last question that we'll take is, when should we sign up? The sooner the better for filing and signing up with ACAwise. The sooner that you get onboarded, the sooner you can start uploading information, and we can build a relationship and get you set up in the portal and have a smoother filing process. And then a few things to ask yourself if you're wondering if you need to file, or if you need to find an ACA reporting vendor, or you think you could do it yourself. Here are a few key items to think about moving forward when you make your decision. If you need to generate codes for line 14 and 16, again, this is very difficult, and we're happy to take that burden from you. If you need to print and mail your forms, if you need TIN matching, if you want a full service solution with a dedicated account manager, again, there's a full support team that will help you through the entire process, via call, via email, whatever you need, we are there to help. And then again, the raw data, if you have your data in a form that you're unsure of that another provider won't take, the chances are that we will. That concludes our time today. We want to thank you for attending, and thank you, Christina, for opening us and being here today as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, Aubrey. We really appreciate you taking the time to go into ACAwise and just discuss how a full service solution can really be the best solution for the tax filing season. Thank you everyone that joined us today. We really appreciate it. If you have questions for TaxBandits, we are available, but also if you have questions for ACAwise, we've got Aubrey's contact information here, so you can reach out to her by phone, by email, and she'll go over any questions that you have. But thank you all.